Now, just in case I sell you on this sling and you click off of my video early, before I get to wrap up, I'm putting this in the beginning. Follow the link in the description. I have bought this sling off of Optics Planet. I don't know what kind of cheap Chinese knockoff Fisher-Price piece of pile of dog shit that was, but it was horrible. Like, I could grab on it, I could go like this and adjust the sling. But on to the video. So I had somebody ask, how do you store your sling like that, and what's the deal with it? So this actually goes, why I like this sling actually goes back to because of how old I am. When I started shooting, at least to the best of my knowledge, things like single point slings did not exist. If they did, because of the small town I was in and the lack of information I had, I never knew about them. Yes, later on YouTube came along and product development and innovation started happening so quick because we could all exchange information. Damn it, my car warranty must have expired again. I don't get it. I renew that thing like once a week. Anyway, so the innovation started happening so quickly that sling development, stuff like that, started happening. This goes back, so you had one before this that was a leather sling. It was on like the M1 Grands and stuff like that, and then during the M1 Grand period, they switched over to this sling. This went on to like the M16, etc. Eventually they decided because the M16 is so incredibly light that why don't we get rid of a lot of these metal buckles and just use 2 single metal buckles and save a bunch more weight. And that made sense because that was an ultralight rifle. Well, then ultimately they started putting things like optics and rails and stuff like that on the rifle and defeated the whole purpose of saving the weight, so now they do other things. The sling weight is pretty irrelevant when you're talking about the overall weight of like a 10-pound rifle. Now when you're talking about like a 6.5-pound rifle, a half pound of sling, or whatever it weighs, I'll have to throw it on a scale, makes a big difference. So this is the OG, like the original gangster convertible sling. It has a couple of different features that I really like. And again, I'm not saying this is better than a single point, or equal to a single point, or somehow similar to a single point convertible, but it works for me. I'm almost too fat to use it like this, so ultimately I probably will have to go to single points if the old belly keeps getting bigger. But you can carry it like this, over your shoulder. You sling it up like that, works pretty good. Not bad at all. However, one of the disadvantages that a single point sling doesn't have is your range of motion. I have to start twisting my body once I get to right here. What the? Twisting my body once it gets to about right here. With a single point, you wouldn't have to. You could just literally take the rifle and point it out like this. Also, because it's a double point, you can throw it on your back. And then it's nice because you can shrink it down. Whoopsie doopsie. So if you're like every other American and you have firearms laying all over your house, you don't have a sling hanging there, so when you walk around the corner you don't hook it with your foot and rip your firearm down, or if you're trying to pull it out of your trunk, it doesn't get hooked on crap. It's nice to be able to stow it nice and clean. And there are other modern slings that stow like that. But the advantage of this one is it's like $12. Also, now don't quote me on this verbatim. Actually, as a matter of fact, a lot of people set up their slings differently. Even in the military world, because I was trying to... Sorry about that. They wanted to make sure I renewed my car warranty immediately, otherwise it was going to expire. And they were pretty adamant about it, so I had to give them my credit card real quick and renew my warranty. But anyways, as I was saying, don't quote me verbatim how to set this up, because even in military training videos, I've seen them set it up different ways, but this is how I do it. I have this little strap right here so I can grab it and pull to make it longer, but the other advantage is that national match shooters will know about is you can take it off like this. Now, like on my carbine, I have this little thing taken off because it makes noise. Like, notice how this sling's quiet. This rifle has a different purpose, so I leave it on there. But basically, what you can do is make an improvised shooting support, put it around your arm, You tighten it, bring your sling back, lock it into place, and then it helps you get support on your rifle. Obviously this isn't quite right, but I don't want to screw around with it too much on a video. And it just gives you a more stable shot. Do I recommend this sling? If you're cheap like me, oh yeah, most definitely. Again, follow the link. Don't just go on some random website because there's a lot of knockoffs that just don't work how they should. And if you're going to run it on a carbine and you have no intentions of using the added shooting position, like say for a rifle like this, that I want the extra shooting position for shooting a longer range, just take this metal thing off. Take this loop and hook it directly on here, like I did on this rifle. Anyway, if you'd like to help support the channel, I got my Patreon right there. Again, I'll have a link to the sling in the description, with a few other links. Even if you don't buy what that particular link is for, just clicking on that link, doing the Amazon shopping you're going to do anyway, I have a little kickback for it because you came there off my channel. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.